Hi class, this is Miss Best. I am recording 2 videos for you today because I know we will have the laptops and some of you will still be taking your test and others of you will be starting the next lesson. So there's 2 lessons. There's one simple lesson on unit conversion, or it's also called dimensional analysis, and it's spelled wrong. Alright, dimensional analysis. Alright, so your I can statement is, I can convert units to fit the parameters of a real world problem. Alright, so units are things like centimeters, inches, miles, feet, pounds, etc. And you could probably think of a whole bunch more, but those are some examples of units. And we will be converting those units to other units. Okay, it's a pretty simple lesson. We're going to go through 2 examples, and I don't think you guys should have a problem with it. All right, so now our first example states, a fish swims at a rate of 164 feet per hour. Use unit conversion to convert this speed to inches per minute. All right, so to solve this type of question, we're going to use a little chart. Okay, before we can put our values into our chart, we have to determine what we're going to put into it. All right, so our units start off as feet per hour, and they want us to convert to inches per minute. All right, so let's write down how many feet or how many inches there are in 1 foot. Okay, so there are 12 inches in 1 foot. All right. Now, let's write down how many seconds or how many minutes are in 1 hour. So there are 60 minutes and 1 hour. Okay, so because we have 2 conversions here, we're going to have a 2-step table. Okay, and this is how you fill out your table. Okay, remember we're converting feet per hour to inches per minute. Alright, so since the 164 feet is on the top, when we fill out our table, we're going to put feet on the bottom. Okay, so 1 foot goes on the bottom. The 12 inches will go on the top. Alright, 1 foot on the bottom, 12 inches on the top. Now, we have to do our second step, which is the 60 minutes and 1 hour. Alright, so since the hour is on the bottom here, we're going to put the hours on top over here. Okay, so 1 hour goes here and 60 minutes goes on the bottom. Okay, so now you just multiply straight across. And remember to keep this line throughout because it creates like a fraction. Okay, alright, so now 164 times 12 equals 1968. So I'm going to put 1968 here. And then 1 hour times 1 hour, so that's 1 times 60 is 60. Okay, so I'm going to put 60 on the bottom. Alright, and so now I just plug this into my calculator, 1968 divided by 60, and I get 32.8. Alright, so that means our fish, our little fish, was swimming 32.8 inches per minute. Alright, so that was pretty simple. Let's move on to our next example. Okay, the next example says, Brittany's dog ran 432 inches in 3 seconds. What was the average speed in yards per minute? Alright, so first, we have to write down our units and what we're converting them to. Okay, so 432 inches in 3 seconds, and we're converting inches to yards and seconds to minutes. Okay, how many inches are there in 1 foot? there are 12 inches and 1 foot. And how many feet are in a yard? There are 3 feet and 1 yard. Okay? Then we also have to record how many seconds are in a minute. So there are 60 seconds and 1 minute. So since we have 3 conversions here, we're going to have 3 steps. Alright, so the first one we'll do is the 12 inches and 1 foot. Okay? So since the inches is on top here, the inches will go on the bottom in our table. Okay, so 12 inches on the bottom and 1 foot on the top. Then we have to create another step where we convert feet to yards. Okay, so since the feet are on top here, we will put the feet on the bottom here. Okay, so 3 feet goes on the bottom, and then 1 yard goes on top. Alright, so we got the inches and yards down. So now let's work on the seconds and the minutes. So since the seconds are down here, you're going to put them up on the top over here. So 60 seconds. Okay, and 1 minute on the bottom. Alright, so now we're going to multiply straight across. $432 times 1 times 1 times 60 will give us 25,920. Okay, now multiply the bottom. It's 3 times 12 times 3 times 1, and that will give us 108. Alright, so now we're going to divide these two numbers. So 25,920 divided by 108, and that will give us 240. So that means Brittany's dog ran 240 yards per minute. Alright, so complete the rest of your examples, and if you have any questions, just raise your hand and I'll come to you. And I'll see you in the next lesson. Bye.